Hi everybody, Mark Michaels here, and we are in Vernal, Utah at the TLC TLC Production Cuttings here in Vernal, Utah with Mr. Todd Bro and Mrs. Kathy Bro. Welcome, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for having us out here. What a great cutting this has been out here. I know you guys have been doing this for a couple of years. Tell us a little bit about, how long you've been involved with the sport.
About 17 years. We started with Leon Harrell, if you can believe that. So it was a whirlwind, lots of fun, and we've learned a lot.
Yeah.
But we've been with several good trainers along the way. It's been really great.
Leon's brought a lot of good people into the sport, obviously, and like you said, now you've got several trainers. Who are some of your trainers now?
Cody Lamont, Dax Hadlock, Andy Christensen. So a little bit, we live in Utah, so we're using a Utah trainer, an Idaho trainer, and then Arizona. So we can do both and go around, both. And support associations all over.
Yeah. And you guys are now involved with the TLC Productions. Todd, tell us a bit about why these cuttings out in the Midwest. Why are they important to you?
Well, maybe 3 years ago, we came home from Arizona, and in the spring, and we said, okay, where are we going to go cut now for the summer? And we were going to have to go to California or to Texas because there were no cuttings. So many of these state associations had closed up.
Yeah.
Maybe they had financial problems. I don't know what, but
Sure.
they're just, everybody has cattle problems. Everybody has money problems. And so there were no more cuttings in Wyoming, very few in Montana, 2 or 3 in Idaho, 3 only in Utah, and maybe just 2 in Colorado. So I thought if we brought some pressure to bear and some focus on some cuttings in this area, that we wouldn't have to go so far to cut ourselves, because I personally did not want to go hours and hours and hours to get to do what we like to do.
Yeah.
So we focused on the first cutting that we had in the area we had in Duchesne, Utah, which is an hour an hour west of where we are right now. And we found out that there was some support for that, and the event center in Duchesne, Utah, was perfect, other than they did not have enough stalls. And so we moved from there to here because the Vernal Western Park, where we're at right now, had enough stalls.
Yeah.
So from that, Les Bates, my partner, and Cody, originally we thought we'd just do one.
Yeah.
And then Les suddenly found us a venue in Montrose, Colorado, and he always put on a couple of events himself in Ignacio, Colorado. And so we kind of established a run for the summer that would start in Vernal and go through Montrose on to Ignacio.
And those cuttings in Ignacio especially, I remember from the years that I was hauling, there was quite a little circuit, quite a little tour that goes up through there, and a lot of the haulers come up through there. So it's great that you guys have been able to come together and keep that, that going, and keeping cutting going here in the Midwest.
Yes.
Yeah. And the cattle supply, obviously, like you were telling me earlier, there's quite a good cattle supply out here, so that's another favorable thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of cattle around here. This is an oil field community, and everybody's got cows and a job, and they've all got grandpa's high mountain grazing lease. So there's cattle around here, and they're they want some excitement. We're 2.5 hours from Salt Lake City. There's not a lot of competition for the entertainment dollar.
Yeah.
And so we were here, and I think that we're going to find that over time there's going to be a greater amount of participation.
Yeah. Well, KT Ranch has been a big supporter of many of the other affiliates around, the West Coast especially, and I know with PCCHA too. Kathy, tell us a little bit about what's your favorite thing about now having these shows a little closer to home.
I think it's always been the people. It's always about a great horse, but it's the people. So they come from all around just to sit here and hang out all day long, and it's just the salt of the earth kind of people to be here. That's what makes it. These are lifelong friends. that come.
Yeah, and that's, you can judge by the turnout here as well, and just the people coming here. They're people that we may not necessarily see at some of the bigger venues in Texas or California, and they can have an opportunity to come and show here and you know, and do good and not get too far from home.
Yeah, it's not intimidating. Again, small town, and people just love to come here.
Yeah. Well, that's where cutting started, and that's where the foundation is built. So, you know, I really think it's important, and what you guys are doing here, I think it's a really great thing for cutting, especially in the Midwest, with everything kind of, you know, dying out a little bit out here. That you've been able to kind of regenerate some life back into the cutting side over here. I want to thank you both for joining us here, and wish you all the success with the cuttings with the TLC Productions, and thank you for using Equinol, because now everybody at home can watch it on CHC Live Scoring. Thanks to Kick-Ass Video and Marley over there doing the secretary, and you all are doing an amazing job. So thank you.
The production is just incredible, and we hear that everywhere. And now we just stepped it up a notch.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, be sure to tune into CHC Live Scoring, or come on out to one of the TLC Productions, like I said, in Colorado and here in Utah, and come see what the fun's all about. Thank you both.
All right, thank you.